Are you tired of chasing people who don't value you? Today, we expose the Machiavellian truth most never dare to reveal: why chasing love destroys your power, and how understanding human nature will finally set you free. Human nature, at its core, is neither romantic nor idealistic. It is strategic, calculating, and driven by self-interest. And yet, many spend their lives believing that love is the exception to this rule. They convince themselves that affection is pure, loyalty is natural, and devotion is permanent. But if you observe people closely, if you watch their choices, their alliances, their sudden shifts in emotion, you will see that love is often just another pursuit of advantage dressed in poetic language. I, Machiavelli, learned long ago that people may speak of love, but they act according to benefit. What they desire today, they may discard tomorrow if something more rewarding appears. And this truth is nowhere more evident than in the relationships humans chase desperately. When you chase love, you operate under the illusion that another person's affection can be earned through effort alone. But the heart of another is not claimed by effort. It is claimed by value. Humans are drawn to whatever enhances their life: status, comfort, pleasure, opportunity, validation. They love the role you play, the feeling you give, the resources you provide, the image you help them maintain. Rarely do they love you for you. This is not cruelty. It is human design. The instinct to survive, improve, and benefit is stronger than emotional loyalty. For this reason, love that is based purely on emotion is fragile. It bends when convenience changes. It breaks when circumstances shift. It dissolves when your usefulness fades. Consider the world around you. Notice how quickly people lose interest when you no longer provide excitement. Observe how affection shrivels when you stop serving their needs. See how easily people walk away once they believe they can do better. This is not because you lack value, but because humans continuously evaluate what benefits them the most. And when you chase love, you position yourself as the giver, not the chooser. You offer yourself freely, believing generosity will secure loyalty. But generosity without boundaries invites exploitation. People grow accustomed to your efforts. They begin to expect what you give, and the moment you fail to deliver, they reinterpret your kindness as inadequacy. In the pursuit of love, many become blind to this truth. They misread affection for loyalty, attention for devotion, and temporary desire for lasting commitment. They forget that human emotions are unstable, influenced by mood, circumstance, and opportunity. A person who desires you today may find someone more exciting, more useful, or more advantageous tomorrow. What was once love becomes indifference. What was once attention becomes distance. What was once passion becomes silence. And the one who chased, the one who believed effort guaranteed security, becomes the one left behind. I learned in courts, in alliances, and in the games of kings that people rarely act out of pure emotion. They act out of a mixture of desire, fear, ambition, and need. The same mind that speaks warmly of love can just as easily turn cold when your presence no longer serves them. If you wish to understand love fully, you must first understand human nature. People love what elevates them. They love what empowers them. They love what beautifies their story, what comforts their insecurity, what fills their loneliness. And chasing love disrupts this balance. It signals that you need them more than they need you. The moment someone senses your dependency, they automatically see themselves as superior, and superiority breeds contempt. What is easily acquired becomes undervalued. What is freely given becomes ignored. When you chase love, you don't just run after affection. You surrender your power. You give another person the authority to decide your worth. You allow their attention to dictate your happiness. You let their actions determine your confidence. But in a world governed by self-interest, placing your emotional well-being in another's hands is a dangerous gamble. The wise do not gamble their peace. They do not entrust their fulfillment to someone else's shifting desires. They never forget that affection, like fortune, is unpredictable, and those who depend on unpredictable forces suffer the most. Look deeper into the relationships around you. Notice how often love lasts only as long as benefit lasts. Observe how people stay loyal as long as their needs are met. It is not bitterness to recognize this. It is clarity. When you understand that human nature prioritizes advantage, you stop expecting permanent devotion from temporary emotions. You stop believing that love will make someone betray their own self-interest. And you stop chasing illusions that lead you into weakness, disappointment, and dependency. Love is often portrayed as something pure, something noble, something capable of elevating the human soul. But beneath the poetry and the promises lies a truth most people never dare to confront. The moment you desperately seek love, you make yourself vulnerable in ways that the world does not forgive. When you desire someone more than they desire you, you surrender the very power that guards your dignity. You reveal every weakness, every fear, every insecurity, and those who see your vulnerability gain a kind of silent control over you. This is the part of love that poets never speak of, but the part Machiavelli understood all too well. A person who chases love becomes predictable. Predictability is the death of influence. When someone knows you will answer every message immediately, they learn you have no boundaries. When they sense your anxiety over losing them, they learn you can be guilt, tripped, manipulated, or dismissed. When they see that your happiness depends on their approval, they realize they can wound you simply by withholding attention. And once a person knows how much power they hold, instinct will tempt them to use it. Not always consciously, not always maliciously, but inevitably, because human beings follow advantage like rivers follow gravity. Think of how you act when you want love from someone. You overthink every word. You tolerate disrespect you would never accept from anyone else. You make excuses for their absence, their inconsistency, their coldness, because the fear of losing them overpowers your self-respect. You adjust your personality to seem more appealing. You hide your disappointment to avoid pushing them away. You laugh at things that don't amuse you, agree with things you don't believe, and slowly shave pieces of yourself hoping they will notice the sacrifice. But they don't notice. People rarely value what is too available. The more you try to impress them, the less impressive you become. And while you give everything, they give selectively. Not because they are cruel, but because they do not feel the same urgency. They feel no need to chase because they know you are already captured. They sense your hunger for attention, and in that hunger, they see your weakness. Weakness repels attraction, not because people are heartless, but because survival instinct favors strength. Even in love, humans gravitate toward those who appear secure, independent, and desired by others. The moment you show dependence, you unconsciously diminish your own worth in their eyes. This is the silent tragedy of chasing love. In every human interaction, the one who needs the least holds the power. This principle rules politics, business, alliances, and yes, even romance. When you are overly invested, when your emotions overflow without restraint, you grant someone the ability to dictate your moods. They can lift you with a compliment or destroy you with a single moment of indifference. They know they can return whenever they want because you will always be waiting. When someone can predict your devotion, they stop valuing it. Human nature does not reward desperation, it exploits it. This is why love must be approached with discipline rather than blind surrender. Boundaries are not walls to keep people out. They are walls that protect your mind from manipulation. Detachment is not cold-heartedness. It is clarity. When you detach, you see others as they are, not as you wish them to be. You stop giving your power away in the hope of being chosen. You stop allowing someone's temporary affection to control your lasting emotions. You stop drowning in the illusion that love can be forced through sacrifice. Desperation in love creates delusion. It convinces you that mistreatment is a test you must pass, that silence is a puzzle you must solve, that inconsistency is a challenge you must overcome. You start seeing potential where there is only avoidance, loyalty where there is only convenience, affection where there is only habit. You begin to romanticize pain, believing that enduring it will eventually make you worthy. But worthiness is never the reward for endurance. It is the reward for self-respect. When you chase love, you unintentionally teach others how to treat you. You show them what you will tolerate, what you will forgive, what you will accept simply to stay in their life. And people will always push boundaries that are not defended. They will always test limits that are not enforced. Every time you choose emotion over self-discipline, you reinforce their belief that they can take more from you without consequence. The world has always admired the person who remains composed, the one whose emotions do not overpower their judgment, the one who can love deeply without becoming enslaved by that love. To love without losing yourself is a rare skill. To desire someone without worshipping them is a sign of strength. To remain calm in the presence of uncertainty is the mark of a person who cannot be manipulated. And in a world shaped by human flaws and shifting motives, strength is what protects the heart far better than passion ever will throughout history. One truth has remained constant. People are drawn not to those who chase affection, but to those who command presence. Power has always been the true foundation of loyalty. And in the realm of human relationships, this principle is no different. You may believe people stay for love, but in reality, they stay for the feelings that love brings them: security, admiration, pride, excitement, validation. These emotions are often tied not to your affection, but to your strength. The more powerful you appear, the more value they perceive in staying. The weaker you become, the more reasons they find to leave. Love may open the door, but power is what keeps people inside. Look closely at the relationships you admire. Notice how people speak about the ones they love most deeply. They describe confidence, emotional stability, ambition, discipline. They admire the person's presence, their decisions, their influence. They admire how others admire them. What they are truly drawn to is power, sometimes masked as charm, sometimes disguised as intelligence, sometimes wrapped in mystery. But at its core, it is always power. The human heart is instinctively attracted to strength, because strength offers protection from fear. It offers the hope of a better life. It offers the illusion that being near this person elevates one's own worth. When you chase love, you tell the world you lack self-sufficiency. You signal that your fulfillment depends on another's attention. And dependency will always diminish attraction, no matter how deeply someone claims to care. A dependent person becomes a burden. A strong person becomes a prize. This is why Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved, because fear, in his philosophy, represents respect, stability, and the certainty that others acknowledge your influence. In relationships, you do not need to instill fear, but you must establish presence. You must present yourself as someone whose value does not crumble under rejection. Someone whose identity is not shaped by another's affection. Someone whose life continues with or without the validation of a lover. When you build power, emotional, financial, intellectual, social, you create an aura that draws people toward you without a single word spoken. They observe your confidence and feel intrigued. They see your discipline and feel admiration. They sense your independence and feel challenged. They realize your world does not revolve around them, and suddenly they want to be part of it. This is the paradox of human desire. The less you need others, the more they want you. The moment you stop chasing, people begin to wonder why they are not being pursued. Curiosity grows into interest. Interest grows into desire. Desire grows into pursuit. Power also creates stability within relationships. The person who stands firm in themselves does not break under emotional pressure. They do not react impulsively, do not beg for reassurance, do not crumble when faced with uncertainty. Their stability becomes a source of comfort to others. Human beings gravitate toward those who can withstand storms without collapsing. Lovers become loyal not merely to the person, but to the emotional sanctuary that presence creates. A relationship anchored in strength survives far longer than one anchored solely in affection. Consider how people behave when you elevate yourself. When you achieve more, your social value increases. When you improve your body, your confidence rises. When you refine your mind, your conversations become more captivating. When you succeed professionally or personally, others view you with a deeper sense of admiration. Without speaking a word, you shift the dynamic. You become someone whose presence enhances their life. People follow those who lead themselves. They commit to those who commit to their own growth. In the end, loyalty is not earned through chasing, but through becoming someone worth staying for. In every human interaction, there is a silent hierarchy, not one defined by dominance or aggression, but by inner strength. People naturally place more value on those who value themselves. When you lack boundaries, when you beg for affection, when you tolerate disrespect, you show that you are not the guardian of your own worth. But when you stand confidently in your identity, when you protect your time, when you pursue your ambitions, you signal that you are someone of consequence. Power transforms not only how others perceive you, but how you perceive yourself. You stop fearing loss because you know you will survive it. You stop clinging to people because you trust your ability to rise alone. You stop allowing emotions to dictate your future because discipline shapes your path. And in this transformation, something extraordinary happens. You become attractive in a way that no amount of chasing could ever achieve. People do not stay with you because you seek their love. They stay because your strength elevates them, inspires them, and reassures them in a world filled with uncertainty. Detachment is one of the most misunderstood concepts in the realm of human emotion. People often confuse it with coldness, indifference, or an inability to love. But true detachment is none of these things. It is discipline of the mind, strength of the spirit, and clarity of judgment. It is the ability to feel without being enslaved by feeling. It is the power to love deeply while remaining rooted in your own worth. And it is this power, above all others, that protects you from the chaos of human nature. When you are attached, you unconsciously place your happiness in the hands of another. Your peace becomes fragile, trembling at the slightest shift in their mood. If they respond, you rise. If they ignore you, you fall. Their approval becomes the currency of your self-esteem. Their attention becomes the oxygen of your confidence. And once someone becomes the source of your emotional stability, you have already surrendered control. A person who can influence your mind can control your actions. A person who can control your actions can quietly shape your destiny. This is why detachment matters. Detachment returns you to yourself. It gives you back the power you unknowingly gave away. It teaches you to stand firm, even when feelings try to pull you into confusion. Without detachment, love becomes obsession, affection becomes desperation, and desire becomes weakness. With detachment, love becomes balanced, affection becomes mutual, and desire becomes strength. Think of how differently you behave when you are not overly attached. You speak with calm rather than fear. You set boundaries instead of pleading. You ask questions instead of making assumptions. You observe patterns instead of clinging to promises. You are no longer terrified of losing someone because you trust that you can survive without them. And this trust, this inner security, is the foundation of unshakable power. Human nature cannot manipulate what it cannot intimidate. People often say they want loyalty, honesty, and respect, but they forget that these qualities come naturally to those who feel safe in your presence. When you are detached, you do not pressure others. You do not suffocate them with neediness. You do not beg for reassurance or drown them in expectation. Instead, you give them space to choose you genuinely. Nothing strengthens a relationship more than freedom. When someone stays because they want to, rather than because you hold them tightly, that loyalty is unbreakable. Detachment also exposes truth. Without emotional fog clouding your vision, you see people as they truly are, not as your feelings paint them to be. You notice their inconsistency, you recognize their red flags, you understand their intentions. You stop glorifying potential and start evaluating reality. And when reality does not align with your peace, you walk away, not in anger, but in self-respect. This ability to walk away is not a sign of weakness. It is the highest form of strength. Only those who are not ruled by attachment can make decisions based on logic instead of longing. When you master detachment, you no longer chase anyone. You no longer seek validation through attention. You no longer sacrifice your self-respect to secure someone's presence. You become the architect of your own emotional world. Those who enter it do so because they see your worth, not because you beg them to stay. People are naturally drawn to those who are calm, self-contained, and unbothered. Your presence begins to feel rare. Your energy becomes desirable. Your peace becomes attractive. And what is rare, desirable, and peaceful becomes irresistible. In relationships, the one who is needed the least holds the greatest influence. This is not manipulation. It is human psychology. When someone senses that you are not driven by desperation, they cannot use your feelings against you. They cannot control your silence, your reactions, or your decisions. They cannot break you with absence or bind you with affection. The balance shifts. They begin to respect you, fear losing you, and value your presence. Detachment, therefore, becomes the silent force that turns the tables without a single word. Understand that detachment does not mean withdrawing from love. It means refusing to let love consume you. It means being centered enough to give without losing yourself. It means caring without collapsing. It means allowing someone into your heart without letting them rule it. And when you reach this level of mastery, you will find that relationships become smoother, peaceful, and more honest because they are no longer built on fear, but on mutual strength and genuine choice in the end. The journey through love and human nature leads to a single undeniable truth. Power you seek in relationships begins within yourself. When you stop chasing affection, you stop giving others control over your worth. When you recognize that human beings act from self-interest, you protect your heart with clarity rather than illusion. When you refuse to let love turn you into a servant of emotion, you reclaim your identity from the grip of insecurity. And when you build strength, emotional, personal, and spiritual, you become someone whose presence commands respect long before a single word is spoken. Detachment becomes your shield. Power becomes your language, and self-respect becomes the throne you sit upon. You learn to love without losing yourself, to care without collapsing, to give without begging for return. You begin to attract what once ran from you. You begin to receive what you once chased. You begin to see clearly what was once hidden behind desire. This is the transformation that separates those who suffer endlessly in love from those who rise above it. For the one who understands human nature does not fear it. The one who understands power does not lose it. The one who understands themselves becomes unbreakable in the face of emotion.